Hey y'all. Okay, so today I want you to write a love note to yourself. And I've done this once before, especially for those of us who were hated, abused, treated like absolute crap. It's our fault we were born, etc., etc. We ruined the parent's life, and on 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 with the bullshit, right? So, if you were abused and treated like crap and you don't know what it's like to have a decent mother, I want you to write a love note to yourself. Okay? So I did mine. It's always emotional, but I'm going to try to keep it together. Good luck. All right, here goes. Hold on a minute. Let me look and just double check. Oh, come on. All right, let's see. Despite her efforts, despite her efforts. Okay. Tranquility. You are special. You were created in God's image. You grew as a person who is talented, funny, creative, and loyal to friends. You are adventurous and a lover of nature. You blossomed in spite of the abuse you endured. The so-called parents could not snuff out the light inside you. That made them angry. So they tried harder. The abuse became worse and more aggressive. But you grew and overcame it. You became a good person regardless of them. God sent angels to protect your mind so that you didn't become a drug abuser or alcoholic. They pummeled your body with anger, fists, belts, and switches. Regardless of their efforts, you became better than them. You have a heart. You have a soul. They didn't succeed in breaking you completely down. Despite her efforts to keep Jason away from you, deep down he knows you will always love him. That love cannot be broken no matter how hard she tries. You were a good stepmother despite having no good role model to follow. You gave your precious stepchildren the best experiences you could in the short time you had with them in the summers. You taught them about boys, the birds and the bees, and what to do with toxic people. You took them to the lake. You taught them how to swim. You took them to the arcade. You took them horseback riding. And we even put on music and were throwing down in the living room. You made sure they loaded up on vegetables since they were growing and needed them. You gave them whatever you never received. Good stepmothers are mothers too. For those of you who are good moms and good stepmoms, happy Mother's Day to you. I made it without getting teary-eyed. Sorta. Yeah, stepmoms don't get credit at all. And in my case, and in a lot of women's cases, stepmoms in some cases were better than mothers. I was a better stepmother than my ex and his ex-wife. I was better than both of them. And I'm not saying that to be braggadocious, and I'm not saying that to, because we're no longer together, I'm going to slam his name. I don't really give a shit about his name. Neither one of them, he's a narcissist, and she's probably a narcissist too. She loves anger. She loves to argue, scream, yell. I mean, that's what gets her off. A healthy person doesn't do that. A healthy person doesn't do that. They want to be happy. They're okay with being happy. They're okay with laughter. They're okay with not looking for reasons to dislike you, to hate you, to point out your flaws. All of that is toxicity. So regardless of the word, the verbiage, regardless of They might be a narc, they might not be a narc, maybe they're bipolar, maybe, I don't care what the condition is. It could be polka dot disease, and that could be the name of it. I don't really care. If you're toxic, the verbiage is irrelevant. You got to go. Okay? Some ex-wives will, when there's a stepmother involved and the kids are going to stay there at their house, they will deliberately send those kids to the stepmother with crappy clothes. And she did that on purpose. She did that on purpose. Shoes that don't fit, clothes that are too small, no bras. She don't believe in giving the girls bras because she's a damn idiot. So the good news about that is I took them for their bras, because when I saw that they were developed, I'm like, where's your bra? I don't have one. What do you mean you don't have one? Okay. So I took one of the girls for her bra one summer, and then the next summer I took the other girl for her bra, the sister. I took her for the bra, and the first one said, you got me my first bra too. I said, no, I didn't. She said, yeah, you did. I said, I did? She's like, yeah, you took me for my first bra. So biology is irrelevant. No, they didn't come out of my body, but I had enough sense to know the boys don't need to be wearing high waters. The girls don't need to have their sandals like this with their toes over the edge of the sandal, because those are not the correct sandals. I mean, I have enough sense to know that they should eat, they should exercise, they should have fun, they should have discipline, but not all discipline. There should be a balance of love and discipline. And if they're developing, get them a bra, dumb ass. So just because they came out of her, that doesn't mean a hill of beans. Okay? Doesn't automatically give somebody sense, common sense, because you came out of their vagina. One of the boys, the only boy, he was not biologically the ex-wife's, but he was born drug addicted because his biological mother was a drug head. So he was born addicted. He always had a runny nose, He was always thirsty, and he had severe mood swings. I mean, severe. He was either your best friend or your worst nightmare. There was no middle ground. So I'm not trying to hear stepmothers don't get no kind of acknowledgement because they didn't push the kid out. I don't give a rat's ass who pushed the kid out. If you ain't got no common sense. So I did deal with his severe mood swings. I had to deal with one of the girls. Nobody warned me. Found this out on my own because both parents are dumb. I found out that one of them has like a very tiny attention span. I don't know if it was defiance or something was wrong with her, but you could specifically tell her, don't do such and such because it'll break if you do that. And as soon as you walk away, she'll do it. And she don't understand why you're so upset. So I don't know what that was all about, but I wasn't warned on anything. I was just thrown into the lion's den. I was warned about the boy and the issues that he had, and that was it. And it wasn't easy dealing with him because the mood swings, like I said, were all over the map. He's either your bestest friend in the world or he was your worst nightmare. So, yeah. So I only had them in the summers, so I felt like I had to give them a life lesson in a squeezed span of time. And I told them, you don't need to be getting pregnant from these boys. They will say anything in the world to get your legs open, and your whole future, when you get pregnant, your whole future is down the drain, potentially down the drain. And then I found out years later that they were popping kids out, and I was furious. And the first thing that hit my mind was, did we or did we not talk about that? Didn't we talk about that? And I was furious because I felt like all of that effort went flying out the window. All of those talks, all of those, let me hit your brain with logic. Don't ruin your future. Don't let these boys talk sweet nothings in your ear. This, that, and the other. And you get pregnant anyway, and then this one got pregnant, and then this one had another kid. What the hell are you doing? I was furious. So someone who's a biological parent told me, I understand how you feel, but the only thing you could do is give them tools And then it's up to them to use those tools for their future. It is up to them. You aren't there when he's talking sweet nothings in her ear and I love you and all. You're not there when he's talking sweetness in her ear and touching her and making her feel good. You aren't there. So all you can do is give them the tools to deal with life, and then the rest is on them. But I know you're angry, and I know you're frustrated, and I know you feel like your talk's went in one ear and out the other, but that's the only thing a parent could do, whether you're a step parent or a parent, biological parent. The only thing you can do is give them tools and hope for the best and guide them along the way without judgment, without saying, oh my God, you're an idiot, why? You know what I mean? Don't attack them because they will never confide in you again. You know, you could say, well, what lesson did you learn from that? And, you know, you take it from there. But I never, ever, and I can only give God the credit and the glory for it, I never, ever said, you are a freaking idiot. Nobody would be in that situation unless they're an idiot, which is what I would have been told. I never, ever, ever did that to a child. I had enough intelligence in my head to know that that is counterproductive. Okay? That is counterproductive. You don't do that. Because then they'll never confide in you again. Ever. Ever. Because they know it's coming. They know they're going to get their butt chewed frontwards, backwards, and sideways, and they really don't want to sign up for that. So don't do that. Don't. Because they will never let you in on anything. And you'll be crushed and you'll be devastated. And it's all preventable. You just say, okay, well, where do we go from here, and what did you learn from that? And then you kind of take it from there. This is how you prevent that in the future. Which they're going to say, I know. One of the girls found out, and their father doesn't permit them to talk to me or have a relationship with me because he's a narcissist, and that's what they do. They keep you all separated. Remember I told you tic-tac-toe? Like if this was, crisscross, tic-tac-toe, everybody stays in their own box. That's what narcissists do. They keep everybody in their own box because he's talking about every one of you all behind each other's back. That's what narcissists do. They can't control their mouth. They got diarrhea of the goddamn mouth. So that's what they do. Can't stand that shit. But I found out through the grapevine that one of them that was popping kids out, she found out I was really mad, even though I haven't talked to her in years, and she sent an apology to her father, directed at me. Tell mom, they called me mom, tell mom I'm sorry. I mean, you don't have ring on the finger first. You don't have, I'm old school, right? You good enough to stick babies in, but you're not good enough to marry? No. Old school, So anyway, so I challenge you to do homework. I challenge all of you, ladies, who are biological parents, or step parents, stepmom. Your job is to do a love note towards yourself today and keep it so that when you ever feel sad or depressed about the things that you went through in your life, you could read it and feel good about yourself, and it'll give you the strength to carry on. Okay? Much love. You guys take care. Happy Mother's Day.